think we're live. I'm not sure if we are. Hi, everybody. We're here live. Very quick to address a few things. Let me just close the window so you don't hear my noise from my family. Okay. So, hopefully you guys will watch this video. I wanted to come up to discuss a few things. Some of the posts, and also because for some of you in the group, this is the last week of the lymphatic cleanse. So yes, we're going to meet on Saturday, and there's going to be a bonus session on Friday. But I wanted to address and remind some of you why we're here, why we're feeling the way we're feeling, and if you guys are watching and you want to write comments, questions, and I will be happy to answer them. So I also wanted to make sure that I did just go live in the right group. Anyway, if anybody's watching, just you guys write comments and questions there. So I just finished a consult with one of you, and she was concerned about some lines and some aging during the process, and not specifically the 21 days, but the medical media overall. So I want to bring it back to basic, and no matter what are your symptoms, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, it really goes back to basic, and it's so stupid almost, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I've seen it. I studied it, but I've seen it most than anything. So it doesn't matter what your symptoms are. Even I know that Karen, I think she wrote a post today, really long post about how she wasn't feeling well and she's been sick for 20 years. But it doesn't matter how sick you are, or what supplement or what symptoms you are experiencing or you've been experiencing. It all trickles down to two major reasons. And the thing, I would say the major reason is the high toxicity in your body. So no matter, I don't care what you're feeling. If you have been diagnosed or undiagnosed with some autoimmune condition, if you are feeling aches and pains for the rest of for 20 years, if you have thyroid issues, if you have adrenal issues, if you have chronic fatigue, if you have eczema, if you have digestive issues, I don't care what the problem is. It just trickles down to one main cause, which is the high toxicity in your body. Okay? High toxicity is built up over time. Some things could be traumatic, like an acute exposure, but most of the time, toxicity that we deal with is something that has been built up over time. Yes, there's some genetic predisposition, but as you know, your genes do not determine your fate. So the fact that you may be predisposed genetically to something, it doesn't mean that the gene will turn on. Now, the excess toxicity in your body will make that gene turn on. And we see it as early as kids. But why? Because I'm just doing with some of you the natural immunity workshop, because the amount of toxicity that these kids are exposed to since very early on, and the compromised immune system derived from, birth, the relationship with the mother, and toxins that the kid is exposed to. So a suppressed immune system, high level of toxicity is just a perfect cocktail, right? So for those of you who are coming on now, I just want you to remember this. I don't care what the problem is. I don't care if you have autoimmune condition, if you have digestive issues, if you have eczema, skin issues, if you have shingles and herpes, because guess what? Most of us do have herpetic viruses. So that doesn't matter what the problem is. It just comes down to the level of toxicity in your body and the fact that the body is not able to manage it the way it was designed to do. So as I always say, and I make this example, when we cut ourselves, you don't have to do anything besides just cleaning up the wound. The body will fix this by itself. You don't even have to take supplements. You don't have to take medication. You just cut yourself, the body will fix itself. Okay, it was designed this way. Now it is easy to understand that if this happens outside, it's the same thing that happens inside. I want you to focus on this. When you have a headache, some people, most people, I would say, they just take a Tylenol, they take a pill, because why? Because they want the problem to go away. They want the pain to go away. So we're conditioned since we're little to have a a remedy for any ailment. And then the bigger the ailments become, and then we need to get more remedies. But whether it's our herbals or drugs, we still get all the remedies, because the conditioning of the mind is, I have a pain, I need to fix it. But whatever you take to fix it, please understand this. It's not going to fix the problem. It's not fixing the problem. Tylenol is not fixing the reason why you had a headache in the first place. What Tylenol, Motrin, and Advil, and whatever the aspirin, whatever these drugs do, simply disconnect the neurotransmitters that go to the brain to give you the signals of pain. Now, it doesn't mean that whatever is brewing and is creating the pain, it's not there anymore. You just don't feel it. So, but because this is not present in our consciousness, what we're led to believe is, if I take Tylenol and I have fever, or if I take Tylenol and I have headache, Tylenol makes my headache go away. No, Tylenol makes your symptom, which is the pain sense, go away. Whatever is happening is still happening, okay? Now, some people may say, okay, but after I take Tylenol, that the headache is gone, it doesn't come back. For some people, other people, they have to be on it consistently. Well, if it happens to be gone, it's because the body has worked in the background to make it go away. Why? Because the body, like in the wound, works to bring the body back to balance. That's what it was designed to do. Tylenol does not fix the problem. Then I will go out on a limb and say that all the supplements that you guys take do not fix the problem either. Do you understand? When we take cleavers and the Mangista, what do? They push your lymphatic system. It's basically like a Drano for your drainage system, right? So it doesn't, cleavers and Mangista do not fix the reason why the lymphatic system was clogged to begin with. But it's the Drano for your lymphatic system, so they help you. All the things that you're drinking and eating in this 21 days, they are also supporting that process, the elimination, but they don't fix the reason why you were clogged to begin with. I hope that this makes sense. So if this is the initial statement, and we understand that no matter what we have, and no matter what type of supplements, 20 supplements, 0 supplements, I don't know if you guys have heard, I've seen the videos that we put on a big group. Some of you from this clans were giving their honest testimonies, and they would say, wow, I'm sleeping so well with no supplements. I wonder why. I wonder why we're sleeping so well with our supplements. Because the supplements, even if it's a herb, which I love herbs. I prefer herbs to drugs, of course. If anything, herbs are food, are recognized by the body as food. The body knows what to do with it. But they support the specific symptom. They don't do anything in terms of the body being able to fight whatever it is that is fighting. And as I said at the very beginning, it trickles down to one major thing. It's toxicity in the body. So the body is a very complex organism, but you can simplify it by looking at it as a bunch of cells and 2 fluid systems, okay? So bunch of cells, we also have cells everywhere. The organs have cells, the tissues, the skin, and 2 fluid systems. The blood and the lymph, okay? Now, believe it or not, the lymph is 75% the liquid of the body. So when we say we're made of water, we might as well say we're made of lymph. 75% of the liquid in the body is lymph, part of the lymphatic system, okay? So this is the body, really, a bunch of cells, 2 fluid system, and chemistry that happens between all of this. Okay, so when we experience symptoms, what we really are experiencing on a chemistry level, and again, I said at the beginning, I don't care what is the symptom. So people tell me, should I take this for this? Should the lymphatic work for this? It works for everything, because it's not a specific symptom that we're trying to, or disease or label that we're trying to address. It works for everything because it works on the root cause of everything, which is toxicity. So what does the lymphatic cleanse do? Address this toxicity. Now, supports your body natural ability to remove toxins. Yes, and if your lymphatic system is clogged, then whatever we're doing with the lymphatic cleanse is pushing these toxins, is moving them. So we do the breathing, we do the jumping, we do a lot of juicing, we take the cleavers and Mangista, and they're all there to drain your sewage system, which is what it is, right? So the blood feeds the cells, the lymphatic system cleans them. One feeds them, one cleans them. Now the blood much smaller system than the lymphatic. We need more. Have you noticed when you have your trash cans out, the wet trash can much smaller, the what do you call it, the oh my god, the recycle much bigger can. So that's kind of my association with the two fluid systems. So a bunch of cells and two fluid system. Smaller system, the blood that feeds the cells, bigger extensive system, the lymphatic system that cleans them. Now, as I always say, without cleaning, there's no detoxing. I don't care what protocol you're on. Even if tomorrow you say, Barbara, I hated this lymphatic cleanse, I'm going to paleo. Good, go back to paleo. Regardless, if there's no cleaning, if there's no elimination, there's no detoxification. I don't care what you do. Okay, so that's kind of going back to basic and simplifying things. So someone that has, like the person I was talking to before, she has chronic fatigue syndrome, and she has some emotional, like some type of, anxiety, depression, sort of things, to someone that instead had been sick for years with symptoms. And so there's a long list of symptoms. Believe it or not, these two people are the same people. Maybe this person could be this person going forward, or maybe she's never going to go there. But at the base of it all is the level of toxicity and the way your body is able to address it. So who gets sick is because the amount of toxicity in the body is as such that the body is not able to take care of it. And so that inability to take care of the amount of toxicity in the body manifests and expresses itself as a disease. Could be an autoimmune condition, could be cancer, could be MS, it could be diabetes. That is what the body does. It does whispers to us. It whispers, and then it is louder and louder, and then it starts screaming. When you have a cancer diagnosis, the body is screaming. And what is it screaming about? Hey, there's so much toxicity, I can't do this anymore. I need some help. So the body whispers, and it's up to us to listen to it. And when their whispers are really little, a lot of us try to push through things and say, okay, it's okay. I'm still not going to sleep enough. I'm still going to overload myself with work. I'm still going to spread myself thin. I'm still going to give myself to everybody and not have time for myself. And we continue to do that until the body needs to scream or talk to us louder and louder, and then it screams. So, but the beauty of this is, no matter what the condition is, or the multiple conditions that you guys may be facing are, at the bottom of it all, there's toxicity that the body cannot address. And so the body expresses itself with imbalances and diseases, okay? So what is toxicity? As we said, it's a buildup of toxins over time. Okay, fine. But what are these toxins? Toxins are corrosive. Now, let's bring medical medium into this, because I don't want people to feel completely isolated from what our initial encounter was. So medical medium says that toxins are due to high viral load we all have. So I want you to focus on the viruses though, because we are all rid of viruses. They are part of who we are. Viruses, bacteria, parasite, fungi, they make us. Okay, and our livelihood depends on them being inside of us, and in fact on us educating ourselves on how to work with them and do this dance to where we understand how to become stronger. Their presence inside of us, including the EBV, makes us stronger. I promise you. So what happens when there's a chronic activation of EBV? What happens when some viruses or bacteria take over? So we have overgrowth candida, we have SIBO, we have UTIs. What happens? The body is not in balance. It's not able to put out all the fires, because the toxicity is such that the body is overwhelmed. And so then it's going to skip some bit in 2 and 3 and 4. And then it becomes the long list of elements that someone just wrote this morning, versus someone that just say, hey, I have chronic fatigue syndrome and I can't shake this sense of fatigue that I have. But the bottom line is the same. Excess toxicity, build up toxicity. Now, the fact that your sewage system, your lymphatic system may be clogged is one element. But again, even during the lymphatic system, what we do, we unclog the system. We start seeing results. We start feeling better. We start seeing sediment, all of it. But no cleanse can address the beginning of why we end up with a lot of toxicity in the body, right? So if toxicity keeps coming in, yes, we have to make sure that the sewage system is open and things can go out, but they will continue to come in. So you don't just do 21 days and that's it. We're done. I'm good. Now on. You have to continuously be mindful that the toxins that you bring in, they have to go out. So that's one part of the story. The other part is, where are these toxins coming from, and can I lessen my burden so that instead of 100 toxins coming in, 80, 50, 20. Now, there is never going to be a world where there's no toxins coming in, because just by you eating food and the digestive process, toxins are produced. Just each cell, remember at the beginning I said the body is nothing but a bunch of cells and two fluids. Each cell has a metabolism. That means that each cell poops. The byproduct, the poop of the cell, is toxic in itself. Anthony talks about it for the viruses, but guess what? The bacteria, all the other cells in the body have the same processes. And usually the byproduct of all the cells in our body, it's toxic. So there's a lot of toxicity that happens at a cellular level already. Now, if we feed the body with perfect nutrition like fruit and juices, the byproduct of those cells is not as toxic and radioactive as if we just feed ourselves with, for instance, cheese and dairy. Because the byproduct, once the cell absorbs that, the byproduct of that, it's very inflammatory and it produces mucus. But the mucus, again, is the body's response to the inflammation. So once we start building up toxins in the body, toxicity, the body is designed to fix it. But sometimes the toxicity is too much that the body is not able to. So if you have a long list of ailments, I don't care what they are, and I don't need to be a doctor that has studied 15 years for that. Clearly, they don't fix you anyway. But what I see working is that you can go from bedridden to just alive and thrive by just working on the same principle. Or if you just have a thyroid condition, the same principle applies. So you just have to address your toxicity level, understand what that is. And when I say I understand, I need you to visualize it. I need you to mentally understand that what's happening in your body is your body working perfectly for you. The body has plan B, C, D, E, and so on, because it will always adjust to try to bring you back to balance. That's all the body is doing. And even the expression of symptom of disease is your body trying to bring you back to balance. We perceive it as something is wrong with me, something is not working, and that is what we internalize. But if we start looking at the expression of the body as a beautiful thing, the symptom, the pain is a beautiful thing. My body's working because, as I always say, with no symptom, one day you wake up and you're dead. You know, we have the symptoms to be alive so that we can do something about it. Because if you have a little rock a little pebble in your shoe, what do? You continue to walk on it? No, you take off your shoes, you remove the pebble. But what's happening in our modern society is we have a pebble and we're just too busy to take care of it. It's gonna work. Yes, the body's still gonna try, but try to remove a pebble from a shoe where there's no way out, it might be complicated. So the body's putting all the energy there to try to remove this pebble. Guess what? Then you're going to start having other symptoms. Why? Because the body didn't have energy to take care of your digestive system because it was busy taking care of the pebble. Maybe you start looking older and aging prematurely because the body didn't have time to curb the oxidative process in the body due to this toxin overload. So yes, you can ask the body to try to minimize the effect of the pebble, but other things will come up because the body, as I always say, has 100 energy. Let's call it 100. And every day it has to disperse this energy to make us be functional. But if we're asking the body, hey, take all this energy and try to remove the pebble, then something is going to give, I promise you. So instead, what we're trying to do with the lymphatic system is take off the shoes, remove the pebble. And all of a sudden, the body's like, okay, so I don't have to work on this. What else can I do? And then people start feeling better. And then the eczema goes away. And then other things fall into place. And then people are shedding weight. And then people wake up happy. And then people have a better digestive system. And they're more regular with their bowel movement. Why? Because the body knows how to put you back in balance. I don't care, since I don't see any comments, and I don't know if that's working or not, but I don't care what your symptoms are, you guys. The body can fix it. And please take this away from this live and this lymphatic cleanse. It is not a supplement that is going to fix it. Like it's not Tylenol that's going to fix it. None of this is going to fix it. If anything, supplementation supports your body so that the zinc, the vitamin C, the cat's claw, all of this, it just gives a boost to the body. It is injecting a boost, but it's not doing the work for it. It doesn't fix, first of all, the reason why the body was in that situation to begin with. So this is to say, guys, that if you are on a lot of medications, doctor prescribed medications and supplementations, just know that all of them are not fixing your body, are not fixing the problem. If anything, they are delaying the fixing of the problem because some of them are masking it. So if you have RA and you're on heavy medication, you might feel good because you don't feel the problem. But what these medications are doing are suppressing your immune system from doing what it was designed to do. So then other problems are starting to arise. Why? Because with a suppressed immune system, then the body, it's like the body is ready to run, and then it's as a chain, and that it can't go. So it's trying, but it can't go. Why? Because you're trying to suppress RA symptoms by suppressing your immune system, which is actually what you need to work properly to also get rid of RA, but that's just an example. But a lot of other problems will start arising and say, well, I've been sick since I was little because I got RA, taking medications for it, but then all this other stuff came up. Yes, because the immune system has been chained. So the body heals itself. It is true, and you have to believe it. If you don't believe it, that's where the problems start to arise. Again, I don't care what the name is. Call it whatever you want to call it. Go to the doctor and get a long list of what they think they call it, and most of the time they don't even know what they are. So they're just gonna put an itis at the end, appendicitis. It's just inflammation. They don't know what it is. Thyroiditis. It's inflammation of the thyroid. They don't know why that is. But no, now we know why that is, and why that is that we build up toxins over time. There's compromised systems because the body is not able to address all the functions that we need to address daily to be able to go to the bathroom, release toxins, eat, digest, sleep, all of that, can do all of it and also take care of the pebble. And then the pebble was an example, but for some people, it's like 10 pebbles. So we're asking the body to get rid of 10 pebbles, and then, yeah, I'm not sleeping at night. Yeah, my adrenals are shut. Yes, like when you're on a constant level of stress, that's a lot of pebbles in your shoes that you're asking your body to put up with. But you're also asking to continue normal process as nothing. And that, you understand, could be for a little bit of time, but then it's not sustainable. So then we end up with an underactive thyroid, underactive and weak adrenals. And for some people, it becomes, some of you, I think, Amy, pericarditis. It's another itis at the end, right? Amy, you'll be shocked to know that the reason why you have pericarditis is the same reason why someone has thyroiditis, is the same reason why someone has RA and MS, just different level and different expression because you're unique and that's your own body that expresses itself this way. Also, we have this microbiome here comprised of 300 million cells, and they're all different for each one of us. And they change over time as well. So it's not that you're born with this and that's what you're gonna die with. In fact, in 2 months, have you ever noticed? You are noticing, yes. I couldn't eat lemon and lime and now I can. I wonder why. I couldn't do melon and now I can. I wonder why. Things change constantly. What you're feeding your body in this cleanse has changed drastically the composition of this. Have you noticed that your cravings are gone, or most of them are gone? You know why? Because all these little suckers that wanted you to have the bread and the dairy and the wine are dying, are starving. So the good ones are coming up. I went through bread as my peeve, through a whole bakery yesterday. I wasn't even drawn to it. And I always say my last meal should be wine and bread. Because I starved the little suckers and wanted to be fed with the sugar of the bread. And so this has changed. Every time it changes. So 21 days has changed your microbiome tremendously. So immune system is in the microbiome, right? So that is why we start seeing things shifting. Guys, 21 days is just merely the tip of the iceberg for some. So it took so many years to get to this point. You can't just expect that in 3 weeks everything is gone. But I wanted to do this video because I saw people writing, I have this and this and this and this, and I just wanted to bring you back home and where this all started. And going forward, whatever decision you decide to make for yourself and your body and your family, just understand this. You don't have to go to a doctor. I'm not saying not to go to a doctor, but I'm saying you don't have to go to a doctor to know that something is not working in your body and have a label so that now you understand. Someone said today, practitioners are abandoning me, and no doctors can really understand what's going on with me. I have another person that just ended up in the hospital, and I said to her, I really think you have anxiety. And she said, oh, this is not possible. I've been having panic attacks and this must be thyroid, must be. She was craving, and probably she's watching now. And if not, I'll make sure that she will be watching this later. She knows who she is. She's in the hospital currently. And she was adamant to have a diagnosis. She needed to have a name. And I said, you have anxiety, the type of anxiety that they give Xanax for. And guess what she is now? She is in a hospital under observation with Xanax. So, you guys, there's also some self-sabotaging that we do. We want to have this diagnosis. We want to have a label because it's going to make us feel better. We want to say, okay, this is my problem. Out there, outside of me, there's a problem. Something happened that gave me this problem from outside. Something came in and gave me the problem. Now I have RA. Now I have MS. And when we say I have, again, I often say this, we really mean I am. I am my disease. You are not your disease. And in that, I agree with Anthony. You didn't cause it. But by him saying you didn't cause it takes away a lot of the power from each one of you to do something about it. Because again, it didn't come from outside. It came from the amount of toxicity that your body is not able to process anymore. So from a functional perspective, I just wanted to give you that. This is what happens in the body, okay? So if the stuff doesn't go out, it stays in. So on top of the cumulative effect of toxicity that you have recirculating effect. So that is also something to take into consideration. But anything that happens in our body is extreme toxicity level. Now, from a chemical perspective, toxicity equals acidity. So anything toxic is acidic. So that is why the toxins are excreted through the lymphatic system, not the blood, because the blood can take few toxins and few acidic elements. But if the body were to be taxed the way the lymphatic system is taxed, we'll all be dead. Because if all the toxins, the corrosive acidity were to be in the blood, we will be dead. So the body developed the lymphatic system. And why? Because the lymphatic system is lipid based. Lipid means fat. Toxins are coated with fat. Like we have them in the belly, we also have them in the lymphatic system. So all this elimination material that is toxic and is corrosive needs to be taken out from a system that is made with lipid. That's why it's also more thick, not like the blood, and that's why it can get stagnant too. So this toxicity, these toxins, are corrosive because they are acidic. So in the body, in order to find, sorry, my dog is wants to get out. So in the body, in order to, what does the body do? I have all this acidity in the body. I need to compensate by dump base material to lower this kind of toxicity, and so to lower inflammation. So what does it do? We either take the base, and you are taking it because by doing this 21 day and having the amount of fruit you're having and having the juices that you're having, you're just alkalizing your body. And when we say alkalizing, what we're saying is you're dumping base material on that amount of toxins, that amount of acidity in your body. So that's why you're lowering it. But sometimes the toxicity is such that your juices are not enough. So the body's gonna go scouting in the body where it can find some base material. Guess where it finds it? It's called calcium. Calcium is a base. So calcium, bones, boom. Okay, let me take some calcium out of this bone so I can dump it here. Yes, this is not optimal, but I'm on my plan B and C because my host here is not getting the message. So here, osteoporosis. Because I need to dump some base material. Here I have spider veins. Here I have bruises. Why? Because calcium is also in the outer shaft of the vessels. So when you bruise easily, your body is highly toxic. So, but when you see the bruises, instead of thinking, oh my God, what's happening to me? What's wrong with me? You should just kiss your body and say, you are working so well for me. I'm so sorry to have been doing this to you. The body is working to produce level plan B, C, D to help you. But at the bottom of it all, it's always the same thing. To help you do what? Lowers this toxicity. So when you think about it this way, it's very simple. And I find it very empowering. Because then all of a sudden you don't need 2 million doctors, you don't need 2 million practitioners. You need to just be mindful and understand that there's this toxicity that the body needs to eliminate. And if I have symptoms, a multitude of symptoms, it's because the amount of toxicity is more than what the body can handle. And so I need to find ways to release it. Now, one thing that we didn't discuss, and I want to address now to end this because I know I have a consult in 15 minutes, is emotions, dramas, and traumas add a huge pile of toxicity in the body. And I'm not talking like spiritual hippie kind of thing. I'm talking about actual acidity, actual chemistry in your body. When you are abused, when you have been abused, when you are in a toxic relationship, when you do a job that you hate, when you hate your husband or your partner, when you're having issues with your kids, those are toxic emotions, and we call them toxic emotions. But I don't know if you guys register that by calling them toxic emotion, it means that they have a chemical effect in the composition of our body. So there isn't a person that is truly, truly sick, and by that I mean super sick, bedridden, and that doesn't have a huge component of toxicity in his body coming from emotions. And again, emotions might not be even on the surface now, maybe stuff from the past, but this component adds onto your pile of toxicity, the one that we talked at the beginning, right? That the body can, is trying to find ways to eliminate. So that is why, guys, during this detox, I read copious posts of people saying, I couldn't stop crying, I feel really bad, I feel like a bitch. Why do you think this happens? Is it because your body is done with, pineapple juices and watermelon? No, clearly not, because everybody was so happy to have watermelon for breakfast. If you start having all these symptoms, week 2, week 3, it varies. People are starting to be like, this week it was emotional for me. Why? Because the amount of toxicity condensed in our emotions that we repress and hold on somewhere, they are in this. They're not here. They're everywhere in the body. The body stores it. So you guys, I lost my dog on Sunday. It was my baby for 13 years before this whole family started. It was me and him. The day he passed, my body was crushed. I couldn't explain it other way. It was crushed. And I knew, like, the bones, the pain in the body. And I knew that if I had gone to a doctor then, they would have given me one of those labels. I put it here and say, okay, RA, or fibromyalgia, whatever that is. But my body was responding to the emotional burden of what was happening. And it's been happening for a while. I mean, it's not that it just died healthy. It's been happening for a while. So then the next day, my husband, of course, was concerned. And it's like, do you want to just free your calendar, just take a day first? No. And I was like, super active. I'm fine. People were asking, are you okay? I don't want to talk about it. Good. So today's Thursday. Last night, it just hit me. I came home. I realized that it wasn't there. And then I see my other dog, his face like he's looking for him. And it just hit me. So I went to bed at 8. I didn't eat anything. And I woke up this morning almost unable to walk. So you cannot believe that the emotions that we feel do not affect our body on a physical level. So if I just were so disconnected from myself that I really didn't connect the two, I would just say, oh my God, what's happening to me? I'm in pain everywhere. I have all the supplements here to take. And, what's going on with me? But it's very clear what's going on with me. The body is responding because the amount of emotional toxicity I just dumped on top of whatever was there, the body said, wait, stop it. So what is it telling me? It's telling me not to talk to you right now and just go lay down in bed. That's what he wants. Because he wants to save as much energy to try to tend to all the different fires. So that's when we're sick with the fever. The body says, go to bed. because it's all about energy, you guys. So if we have 100 unit of energy, the body can only spend 100, doesn't have 120. So if we spend 120 in a day, the body is in deficit. So that is why we need to nap during the cleanse. That is why we need to take care of ourselves during the cleanse and beyond, of course. But the body is telling us more because it's in the process of dumping a lot of toxins. So it's like, hey, if you want me to take care of this load, I need to go lay down because I don't really have energy to keep you up, to make you, to pump adrenaline. And so I really need to take care of this. And so when you look at it this way, the body is a beautiful thing. The experience in the body is a beautiful thing. And it's not anymore an experience in sickness. It's an experience in health. Even when you have symptoms, if you know how the body works, then you will recognize it as an experience in health. Pain is part of our human experience. It's part of being in the body. And I need you to truly work and start writing. And write the letter to yourself if you haven't done it. Because I will check on this on Saturday. Baxter. So you need to understand that when we have pain, the first thing we do is, how can I stop this? So what supplements can I get to stop this? And the second is, poor me. Look, my body must be faulty. It's not working. Your body is working perfectly if you have pain, in fact. So just ask yourself, what can I do to support my body to do the work it's meant to do? Because again, it's not me, it's not Anthony, it's not the spirit, it's not anybody else, it's your body healing itself. It is not, for sure, the damn supplements. I promise you. And again, there's a place and a time for supplements when we need the extra boost, for sure. But please know that whether it's called Tylenol or it's called zinc, this is not what is going to make you healthy. What is making you healthy is your body working to make you healthy. And so, as I said at the very beginning, for those of you who just joined us now, when you have a headache and you take Tylenol, Tylenol does not make the headache go away. Tylenol makes the feeling go away. Underneath, the body's working to fix what was happening so that hopefully 3 hours later, you still don't have headaches, and it's because the body fixed it. When it's simple. When it's not simple, you'll have a headache again. Why? Because the effect of Tylenol is gone and you have to take another pill. But again, it's still the body working. It's still the body fixing everything. We just have to be mindful. And so walking with pebbles in the shoes and just forget about it, it looks like cancer 5-10 years down the road, And those pebbles could be physical as much, if not more, than emotional. So if you don't grieve the loss of loved ones, and just continue to walk and be, I saw myself in this past 2 days. I was so active. I had groups yesterday, I had consults, and people were like, we don't want to talk about it. Nope. So let's talk about you. And I was so energetic. And then I realized, Barbara, you're suppressing. You're in denial. This is going to show up in other ways. Last night, I let it go. I didn't suppress anymore. I woke up this morning, I can barely walk. I can barely talk to you right now because I'm not suppressing anymore. I'm living it. I'm living through it. And the only way out, you guys, is through it. It's not inward. It's not like zen yourself. It's through it. You got to feel the pain to heal it. There's no other way. So how do you feel the pain without suppressing it? We're doing the immunity workshop, and that's what I'm teaching people. I'm teaching people that the symptom and the pain is our friend. And we need to put the body in the position of dealing with it. The same way I don't want you guys to suppress fever, because fever heals. But what do? We suppress it. And so by doing that, you suppress the body ability to learn, educate, get stronger, and fix it. Because the body's immunity keeps learning and getting stronger by the contact with the COVID, with the bacteria, with the strep. So suppressing is not the solution for health. It's expressing. And by expressing, there's also a sense of getting out of you. We got to express it. And the way we express it is by living it. Cry yourself out. Cry yourself to sleep. Don't repress the feelings. If you don't want to be next to your husband or kids and you don't want them to say, go close yourself in the bathroom. Go in the car. Just go express your feelings, because the expression of the feelings, the expression of the pain is what is going to heal you. Not the 21-day cleanse, not the 369, not spirit, not Anthony, not zinc and cat's claw. you guys. Now, in order to be functional, we need crutches, and that's what they are. The supplements, they support us, they give us crutches, because most of us cannot just go to bed. In fact, I'm here and I have a consult in 10 minutes, right? So I couldn't be in bed. But what my body wanted today was to be in bed, to work through all the different pains that are showing up in my body because I lost a very dear person in my life. Being in my life, But we gotta be functional, and we gotta, I have a daughter, I have a husband, I have a dog that wants to get out of here and be walked. So I cannot be in bed. And so I take supplements too, you guys. But these are crutches. They're not gonna heal me. I have to feel the pain to heal myself, okay? So, you guys, very passionate. I didn't know it was coming out this way, but anyway, I'm honest. I'm always honest with the feelings. Now, hopefully you guys have watched this, because I see no comments and I see some people watching, but I wanted to empower you with this. I wanted you to let you know that no matter what you're feeling and what your symptoms are, it is not, oh, this cleanse is not working for me, or my body's not working. What's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. What we're doing with the cleanse is freeing the energy so that your body, your 100 units that we discussed at the beginning, the body can devote as much as these units to bring you back to balance, whatever the balance is, because the imbalances are different, right? So, but freeing the body's energy through this kind of cleanse and nutrition enables the body to do what it's designed to do, which is to fix the wound without anything. You don't need to you can put it, and people do it, but I promise you the body, even if the wound was not clean, will still fix itself. It might need to work harder to maybe fight a possible infection, but it will still fix itself. So the body is designed for this. And we just have to free the energy. And that's what this cleanse does, this type of nutrition. Frees the energy. You digest, your metabolic energy required to digest fruit and juices is very little compared to a steak, right? Even compared to more cooked food and more complex food. That's why we do low fat, because it requires more. And then once you use just 10 units of energy, you got 90 units used to get rid of the eczema, get rid of the SIBO, get rid of the, brain fog, get rid of whatever the body needs to get rid of, because it has the energy to do that. But when we ask the body to spend 100% of the energy to remove that pebble that we are not willing to face, then, a lot of other systems will be compromised. So, having said that, I'm going to go to my next consult. I hope this was helpful. Unfortunately, I couldn't see any comments. And if you guys have been commenting, I will respond. It was supposed to be an interactive live, but it is what it is, you guys. I will see you Saturday, and I wish you all a great day.